And we are live with the fabulous Thuto. Thuto, you are welcome to the show, World Creation TV, inspiring the nations.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for having me as your guest today.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for agreeing to come. And obviously, the title for today is Thriving Against the Odds in Entrepreneurship, Music, and the School at the same time. Wherever,
Mhm.
wherever you're watching us from, we want you to enjoy this conversation as we speak with the fabulous Tuto. I have put his TikTok handle in the comment section. Yes, please feel free to chat with us. Yes, Tuto, somebody might want to know, can you share a bit about your background and how you became interested in entrepreneurship, music, and also your studies?
Thank you so much, Doctor. So my background is I am born in South Africa in a province called Northwest, in a town called Brits. That is where I'm from. I did my primary school in St. Catherine, and then I did my from grade 7 till matric. I was in Prince of for the school and this Prince of the school for the blind and visually impaired. I am the last born. I have two older sisters, and then from there I went to TUT. So my business interest began in grade 1. Am I audible?
Yes, very much.
Okay. My business interest began in grade 1. Wait, so whereby, please tell me if maybe my screen is no longer showing my face, ne?
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So my business interest began in grade 1. I used to sell my homework in grade 1. Let's say, for example, my friends would come to school and they wouldn't have done their homework, but mine will always be on point.
Your screen was good, but now it's showing more of the legs. It's no longer showing the face. Okay, that's better.
Okay. It's better now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I used to do my homework, and then a couple of classmates would copy mine, and I'll charge them 2 rand each. That time I was in grade 1. And then I was always a bright student in class. I will always be in the top 5 of the top students. And then when I went to Prince of School, okay, just to rewind a little bit. When I was in grade 1, I didn't have any visual problems. I could see with my eyes properly. And then when I was in grade 5, that's when the visual impairment issue began. And then I was taken to Prince of. So either way, changing from a normal school to a school of the blind and visually impaired did not affect my studies, did not affect how I performed academically, and neither did it take out the love of business and music out of me. So my first time in the studio making a song, I was 12 years old. And then uh my the kind of music I was doing since then is hip hop. So in Prince of, I still continued with hip hop. You know, those times back in 2011, 12, hip hop was more of it was a mixture of rap and dance, like hip hop dance. So I would do both, although I was visually impaired. And then in Prince of, I also did another business at that time. You know, I used to loan shark other students when I was in Prince of, and I make a good money that I could buy myself laptop. And then I wrote my first poetry book when I was in grade 10. Yeah, using my laptop, which I bought with the business money I was doing. And then I in 2016 I matriculated and then started university at Tshwane University of Technology in 2018, studying entrepreneurship. And since then, I've been studying. I did my business admin in 2021. No, actually in 2022, because I completed my national diploma in entrepreneurship in 2021. 2022, I did my business admin. And 2023, I did my postgraduate diploma in business admin. And still in TUT, I was still doing business. I did another form of business. I converted my room into a retail store. And then since then, I was pushing and pushing and pushing until even when and after exceeding my NSFAS years, actually after exceeding my NSFAS years, is when my business started to thrive because I went even more into my business. The business I'm talking about is the one where I converted my room into a retail store, and then I was making a good money to survive in university. And then I ended up buying land in Hammanskraal with the same money I accumulated from my retail in campus. I bought land in Hammanskraal in a place called Lepeng. It's also known as Mashimo. And then I built another retail store here. So as I'm talking to you now, I'm streaming live from my supermarket called Chopo's Legacy in Hammanskraal Mashimo. And that's it.
And the fabulous Tuto, you are amazing. You see, your story is mind-boggling and it's so inspiring. I don't know whether I can take you a little bit back. So you tell
Yes.
me that when you were doing grade one, your eyes were okay.
Yes, my eyes were okay, 100%.
And that's when you started helping other students with homework and you would recharge them.
Correct, correct. I'll charge
What
them
an
2 rand each.
amazing.
2 rand
So
to a
how
grade
is
one
your
learner.
homework?
Sorry?
I mean, it's difficult to even ask you what were you thinking at that age, to be charging 2 rand for homework. How did this business thing come? Were you born with it, or I don't know, man?
I actually don't know. What happened is that at first they used to they used to copy my homework for free. Like
Mhm.
then I came to a point where I was like I was tired, and I was like
Oh,
I'm
wow.
charging you guys,
Mm,
and then
mm.
they agreed. They agreed, say, oh, it's fine, let's go.
Wow.
Then yeah,
Wow.
that was it. Because without
That's
me, they couldn't do their homework. Actually, they were lazy. Not that they couldn't. They were just lazy to do it. Then I took opportunity of that.
wow. Wow. Wow.
Yes. And I was
That's so
7 years old at
amazing.
that time. In grade one, I was 7 years old.
7 years. 7 years old.
7 years
So,
old.
do you know what happened for you to have a challenge with your eyesight? Just in case somebody might want to understand.
Oh, okay. So my eyesight when I was like 11 years, it slowly deteriorated. And slowly it took around 3 to 4 years before it went my eyes went completely blind. So when it began to deteriorate, could I it began where I could no longer see what's written on the book. And or something I forgot to mention, I'm a very good artist. I can draw very good. So I started to notice that my eyesight is slowly fading when I could not draw the cartoons I used to draw back then. Dragon Ball Z was the thing in my time when I was still a minor. So I used to draw those
Okay.
cartoons. Then I realized I could not longer draw them. They took me to Specsavers. That is a company that deals with spectacles. And then none of the spectacles could boost my eyesight. And I went to the doctors. The doctors referred me to eye specialist in George Mokari. It's a hospital in Garankuwa, South Africa called George Mokari. But right now, is it still George Mokari? Yeah, I think it's still called George Mokari. If not, it should be still Josh Mokari. Yeah, it's still Josh Mokari, the hospital. So they are eye specialists. They checked my eyes, then they said they can't find anything wrong. And they admitted
Okay.
me for a month, trying to check what could be wrong so that they can maybe do an eye operation. Still, they say they can't find anything wrong. Therefore, they can't do any eye operation. And then after that, they dismissed me. So then there's nothing they could do. That's what they said because they said they don't see anything.
Okay. And then from there, even with the eyesight challenges, you have been
Yeah,
able to do amazing things that some people who have got eyes that see cannot do. That's mind-boggling. You remind me of a woman called Helen Keller, who was
yeah,
not see, she could not hear, she could not talk. And she said the biggest blindness is the blindness of the mind rather than the
exactly.
blindness of the
Of
eyes.
the eyes.
Because Helen
Yeah,
Keller
yeah.
became such a successful person. If she was during our days, she would be a great influencer because it's like she's still speaking when she's no longer there. She published the books, she became an advocate for human rights and all that, yet she could not see with her physical eyes, but she could see with the eyes of her mind. And that's exactly what I see with you, because it's not like you just started a business when you had eyes and it ended there, but it's like you have started
Mhm.
big businesses to an extent that now you have a shop.
Now that I have a shop, it's all God's grace, Dr. Mutoko, because although through the challenges, I still had this drive that I don't think with my eyes, I think with my brain. So if I can think, I can do anything by God's grace.
Wow, 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 wow. So, what somebody might be thinking, what inspired you to start your own business? We know when you did it in grade one, it was because the people were copying you and you couldn't take it any longer and you decided to charge them and they agreed. But generally, after that, what caused you to continue starting businesses and what challenges have you faced as an entrepreneur living with disability?
Okay, so after the first business in grade one, I went to Prince of School, right? So Prince of School is a Model C. So I was going from a township school to a Model C school. And mind you that my background could not afford that school. Where I come from, my family could not afford that school. Just that my father passed on the same year I began losing my eyesight. So he left a couple of money for me. So that money, my mother actually used it to pay for my school fees in Prince of School. It was like 20,000 per year at that time. So then the kids there, they were from rich backgrounds. I was not. So they were carrying a lot of money, like pocket money. They had a lot. And as for me, I didn't have any pocket money. Maybe I would carry 50 rand and it should last me for a week. And others are carrying like a lot of money, like maybe 1,000 rand to last them a week. You understand? And then the money that my dad left for me could not access my bank account or my mother's bank account because he signed for it to enter my bank account when I'm 18. So it moved directly from the company to the school. So then I didn't have cash on me. So what I did, I began a loan shark because now I saw that these rich kids have money and there was something called Skotane at that time. So Skotane is my phone is taking. Yeah. So am I still audible?
Yes.
So Skotani
Please go ahead.
is this kind of game rich kids used to play. They would vote at each other at who has more money. They would share up money. They would buy ultramel and spill them. So and then after that there will be no money because they're trying to impress the crowd. The crowd will surround them, trying to see who has more money, and they would waste that money. So then I saw an opportunity that after doing this, these guys are broke. So I saved money. I saved my 50 rand, saved them. And then I approached them one by one. I said, man, look, you see, I saw that guy could break more with his money and now you are broke. So let me borrow you money so that you can go back and challenge the person. And then the guy would agree. And then I'll go to another one and I say, I saw that that guy was better than you. Let me borrow you money so that you can be better than them. You'll give me next week when you come. So then I ended up having all of them one by one by one. All of them were my clients, but they thought like none of them knew that that one is the client of Thuto. That one is also a client of Thuto. They were like secret clients to me. So on Fridays when you go home, I give them all. I borrow them. I loan them all of them. Sundays when we come back from home, they come with those money, 1,000 rands and all that. They pay me. Then when they pay me, they go again, play that Skotana game, and then they are broke again. And then they come to me. So that's how I was making money in high school. So
Wow.
that's what inspired me. I didn't have money to be like other rich kids. So I wanted to be like to also fit in. So then that's when I started doing this loan sharking business. Then in university, my NSFAS time was finished. And then I saw that I need a way to survive. So then I converted my room into a retail. I used to save my NSFAS. The time it was there, I used to save it and save it. Sorry?
No, I wanted you to clarify because
Hello?
you are saying your time for NSFAS had finished, right?
Oh,
Can you
let
hear
me
me?
clarify that one. So
Yes. So
the
because
NSFAS
we have an
duration is
international audience, they may not know what NSFAS is.
okay. NSFAS is a bursary for that is granted by South African government to students, who are coming from backgrounds that are uh not so well in finance. So then that bursary scheme is granted to you, apply for it and it's granted to you. It pays for your fees, it pays for book allowance, and it also give you meal allowance.
Right.
That's
Can you move
NSFAS.
your camera a bit? You are no longer on the center.
Must I move to the left or right?
Move to, I'm not sure now which one is your left or your right or mine, but try to move to the left. Let's see. Let's move to
Okay,
the left. Yes, yes, yes. You are moving well. Again. No, no, no. Again to the left. Now we can see
like this.
half of your face.
Okay, like this,
Yeah. Can you move further?
like this.
Yes. Again.
Okay. Someone was actually holding it for me. Let me call my employee.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Thank you so much. But you can continue while they are
Oh,
coming. It's okay.
yeah, she's here.
Okay.
The camera was not. Yeah. So can you see me now?
Yes, I can see you. I hope you are not. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So I'll still explaining NSFAS. So NSFAS is a bursary scheme from the government. Any student who are not so privileged, they can apply for it, and then they can go to university free. You don't have to bring it back. It's not a loan. You just study and then you just get your qualification. It's not a loan. So then the NSFAS duration is actually 3 years to 4 years. So then my national diploma in entrepreneurship qualification lasted me for 4 years. So, but then all the time I was saving. I was saving my meal allowance from NSFAS. And then when my business started to grow, I started to save
Okay, I can't hear you now. I can't hear you, Tuto. Okay, so it looks like we have lost Tuto. So in the meantime, while he's coming back, I'm gonna try and keep talking. So what he was talking about is NSFAS is a bursary which is provided by the government of South Africa. So he got that and it funded him, but at a certain stage, he could not be funded. There is a period to which you are expected to be funded. So when he saw that his period had elapsed, he now decided to go into business again. So we see a young man who, at grade one, found a way to make money, and he did not end there. Even when he lost his eyesight as life was going forward, he still managed to start a loan sharking business where he was loaning money to his schoolmates who were wealthier than him. So we see that Tutu is not the kind of person who will say, "Oh no, I don't have eyesight, so feel pity on me." He is not the type that will say, "Oh no, I'm now at a school where other children have money and my dad has passed on and I don't have eyesight. Oh, somebody have mercy on me." That's not Tuto for you. Fabulous Tuto will say, "Let me start a business." And then he gets to varsity, and NSFAS says he laughs on him. He starts retail business in his room. Wow. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. You are back, Fabulous Tuto. I was just trying to re-emphasize what you had been talking about. Thank you so much for coming back. You can continue
Thank
from where
you.
you left.
Thank you. Apologies, my network cut me off. But
No
yeah, let's
problem,
go
no
now.
problem. Yeah.
So yeah, then I converted my room into a retail store, and then during my business admin. So after the end of, it was in 2002 at that time. So then what I did at the end of the year, when it was time to go home for December holidays, I went to look for a land, and then I got one in Hammanskraal. I negotiated the price, they gave it to me, and I got the title deed and everything. And then I started to build. So the following year, which was 2023, I continued with my business in campus, which was my room into a retail store. I continued it while I am building in Hamaskara. So the money I was making at that time, I used it to continue building in Hamaskara. Because then in 2023, thanks to Vodacom, I got a bursary from Vodacom because my marks were excellent. Then I got a bursary from Vodacom in 2023. So the bursary money, I used it to eat, to survive. But the business money, I used it to build here in Hammanskraal. And luckily, at the end of 2023, the shop was fully built. The furniture was there. Everything was sorted out. Then 2024, which is this year, I completed my postgraduate diploma last year. I graduated this year, April. But then this year, January, I came to now settle here in Hammanskraal. In the same yard, I built my house using that business money. In the same yard, I built my supermarket with the restaurant next to it. And then that is where we are right now in
Wow.
Hammanskraal.
Wow. Hamas Crowd is blessed to have you. I know one of these days I will pass by there with my crew. We actually wanted to start by coming there with my crew, but things didn't work out the way we planned. And we thought,
Mhm.
you know what, this story is so phenomenal, and we don't want to just keep postponing. Let's have it live online and then one of the days we will pass by your place and see the house you have built,
Yes.
and the shop, and of course the
Yes.
restaurant, and the amazing things that you are doing. So somebody
For
might
sure.
just want to understand, how have your personal experiences shaped your entrepreneurial journey? Like your approach to life, your approach to business, your approach to your studies. Because imagine Vodacom had to give you some funding because you did so well in school. And I'm
Yes.
imagining there are some people who have got their full eyesight, and not that we are comparing, but I think it's mind boggling. It's difficult to, it's inspiring. I can see Mamalia Matobela. Thank you, Mamalia, for commenting. The comment is very inspiring. So you see, the fabulous Tuto, it's not only me who is inspired by your story. This is amazing. So
Yes.
it's like everything you touch goes gold. You have this level of resilience that many people do not have. Ufense Chopo says, "Hi, I'm Tuto's sister. I'm watching from Limpopo." Ufense, we are proud of you. Thank you so much for
Wow.
watching your own brother. We appreciate that. Thank you
Wow.
so much. Yeah.
Shout
So,
out to my sister.
yeah. Shout out to you, CC, all the way from Limpopo. We appreciate. So,
Yeah.
Tutu, would you say the things that have happened in your life have somehow inspired your approach to business, your approach to studies? Because some people say school is not important. They don't go to school, they don't run a business, they don't work anywhere. They have one excuse after the other. They say, Hurumente is not good enough. The government of South Africa, these politicians, they blame someone. Some blame their parents. For
Mm.
you, it is a different story. Can you please enlighten us?
Actually, there's no really like a complicated formula with this thing of life. I believe that, as talking from my experience, mine is that I always never wanted to be like somebody else. I just wanted to be myself in my comfort zone, and then I want to do whatever I want. So despite the challenges, I accepted that life has challenges. So I should just go on, whether the challenges are there or not. Whatever stops me, I will fight it, and then I'll go forward. Whatever stops
Yeah.
me, I'll make a way. Where there's no way, I'll make one. You know. And also another thing is also talking about my journey myself. Like I said, where there's no way, I make one. As long as I can pave it to where I want it to go. Not forgetting that I also include God in my plans. I pray, I read my Bible, and every plan that I implement, I talk to God about it. And then I just take responsibility on my shoulder to carry on and focusing on what I want to do. And then, despite that, I became visually impaired and all that. Like I said, I don't think with my eyes, I think with my brain. That's so fortunate. That's the advantage. If I was thinking with my eyes, it would have been something else. I wouldn't have done what I'm doing. So luckily, I don't think with my eyes, and nobody does. I think with my brain. So I use my brain, and then I take action. And then whatever I implement, whatever I think I implement, whatever the struggle I carry on. And then whenever
Mm.
the good times arrive, whenever I achieve something, I make sure that I reward myself. I celebrate with everyone who's around me, everyone who is there. I make sure that I celebrate with them whenever I achieve milestones, you know.
Hmm. That's quite a mouthful right there from the fabulous Tuto. You have said quite a number of things. You trust in God, you pray to God, you study the Bible. Those are some of your strengths. And then, whenever there is
Yeah.
no opportunity, you create one. And that means your mind is, you have the mind which is like a bulldozer. Um,
So I didn't touch more on my academics. Sorry.
okay, you will come there. Let me just read what Offense says. Offense says, and you also see with your heart, I am really proud of you.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you, Offense, for that comment. We really appreciate it. So, Fabulous Tuto, you want to now talk about your academics? Go ahead.
Yes. So because the academic part and the music part is what I haven't touched. Let
Yes.
me just touch on. Let me start with the music part because music. I first started drawing from grade one. I was interested in drawing. I could draw, and then just before I was hospitalized. Remember, I told you I was hospitalized for a month where they wanted to examine my
Yeah.
heart. Sorry,
Yes.
my eyes,
Yes.
my eyes. So uh,
Yes.
just before that, I had my own book. My mother bought me a drawing book, and then I since I used to watch Dragon Ball Z, I wanted to compete with Dragon Ball Z. So I created my own cartoons. I drew them from, I was like, I want them to play on TV. I was like, I want ACBC to remove Dragon Ball Z and to play my cartoons. So the book was completed. And just when I was about to talk to, since at that time I was 11, I was about to talk to the adults at home to take me to SABC so that I can present them my cartoons. So just
Wow.
when I was about to do that, I got hospitalized for a month. And then when I came out of the hospital, I still couldn't, like that month, remember my eyesight was deteriorating daily. So at the end of the 30 days, my eyesight was worse. Not because of the hospital, because at the hospital they didn't touch my eyes. They were just examining it. They never did any operation, but it was just slowly going away. So when I came back from the hospital, I couldn't see what I was drawing. Then that art that was in me developed into music. That's when I started now writing songs in my heart. I would listen to a beat and then I would write a song in my heart and then I would go to the studio and then express that art through music. So and then I shared stage with a couple of celebrities like Pel Tusing, Reason, who's now called Caesar Alkaline, um, a couple of them, a couple of big South African artists that I shared stage with. And in 2021, I was awarded Best Newcomer of the Year at Mama's Awards, which is Mzansi African Music Awards in 2021. I was awarded Best Newcomer of the Year in 2021. And then I still continue doing music. My music is online. If you can search The Fabulous Thuto, you'll find my music there, including my music video. So then now coming to academics, someone would ask, how did I manage to pass? What did I use to write my exams, my schoolwork? So in Prince of, we use something called Braille. I was taught Braille. I know how to use Braille and how to read Braille. That's what I was taught in Prince of School. That's what we used. Now, after matric, people outside special schools cannot read Braille. So then I was using a laptop to do my schoolwork. Luckily in TUT, there's a unit for, excuse me, people with who are visually impaired and blind, and that unit is called disability unit. In that unit, what TUT does, it converts hard copy books, hard copy materials into soft copies, and then My computer has something called NVDA or JAWS, and that thing is a screen reader. So that PDF, when I put it in my laptop reads it out. That is how I was studying, and how I wrote my tests, my exams, and my assignments. I will still use my laptop to write, because my laptop can read. So there's a screen reader for every smartphone and every computer that reads out. Then my exams, I wrote them at disability unit of TUT. We had invigilators there, and then we would use computers to write our exams. Still, the question paper would be in a form of a PDF. And that is how I studied. That is how I did my schoolwork. And that is how I did my assignments. Even to navigate around school, TUT, I would use my walking stick, and eventually I just get to memorize the road. Like this is where I have to turn. This is the stairs. This is I have to go up or down. This is where the lift is. I got to memorize all the routes inside campus, and that's how I did it in campus for the whole 6 years. That's how I managed and even came out.
Amazing. That's all I can say. Amazing. I can see that technology has played a major role, but
Yes.
more than that, your positive mindset to say, I'm not going to be stopped by anything, is one of the major things that keep you going.
Yes.
And
Yes.
congratulations on the music award that you got in 2021. And I believe you are going to continue getting more.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Amen to
Yes.
that.
So before we leave music, I know we might come back to it. We should be concluding in the next 12 minutes or so. But maybe someone wants to hear you singing.
Someone wants to hear me sing.
Oh,
Uh
yo.
no, my music is there. And now that you are live on YouTube, the one who's watching, I heard you said Mama Leah is watching. Shout out to Mama
Yes,
Leah. Uh,
yes.
my music is right there online. If you search the fabulous Tuto, I think you're gonna hear me
Yes.
singing there better, because there's
I have
instruments
done that.
also.
I have done that, and I'm sure Mamalia and Ufensa have done that. But there's
Yes.
someone who wants to hear you freestyling right now.
Ah, oh, why do you have to do this to me? Why?
Wait, Tuto. Mamalia and Ufensa, do you want Tuto to freestyle right now? If yes, yes. Ufensa says, sing. Go.
Okay, let me just use a smaller verse from one of my
Mamalia
songs.
says yes.
A smaller
And
verse
I say
from my
yes.
yo. My smaller verse from one of my songs. Let me see which one. Mm. You guys. Okay, this one I think is from the profile of a grind soldier. That's one of my songs. It starts like this. Mm. You guys, faith and
Ufensa
perseverance.
says that gospel.
Sorry.
Ufensa
So
says that gospel.
at gospel.
Yes.
Yeah. What is offensive doing? You see, faith. Yeah. Because in terms of singing, look, I'm a rapper. I'm not a singer.
Mhm. Go
But let
ahead
me
and
just
rap.
sing, or let me just rather sing, because I need to give people what they want since we are on the interview.
Do what you do. Do what you do. If you want to rap. Yeah.
Okay, let me just sing this song. It's called Glory. This song is called Glory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is one of my songs is right there on YouTube.
Mm.
It says, and please, I'm a rapper. If you hear of tunes, you'll just
Please
understand.
rap,
I put
rap.
that
Do what you
disclaimer.
do.
Okay. It says, if they didn't know, now they know that you're granted a chance, yeah. You're granted a chance, yeah. If they didn't know, now they know that you're granted a chance, yeah. You're granted a chance, yeah, to go make a way for the glory, for Yahweh, 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 Yahweh. Oh, go make your way. Go make your way for Yahweh, 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 Yahweh. Oh, Yahweh, 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 Yahweh. For Yahweh, 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 Yahweh. And that's it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you, the fabulous Tuto.
Yeah, it's called Glory by the Fabulous Thuto on YouTube. Is the network on?
Offense says she loves that one so much, the one you just sang.
Yeah, I know. At the time when she said gospel, I know she's referring to that one. So I
Beautiful.
hope next time we'll do part two, because in part two, when we are here in the shop, you'll be able to see how I interact with my customers, because I
Wow,
interact them directly at face value. I take money from
wow.
them. I take the stock, give them. I exchange. I do what do you call it? Change for them. Something that they taught in Prince of is how to know how to count money, even notes. So I can tell the difference between 20 rand, 10 rand, 50 rand, 100 rand, 200 rand, even all the coins. So that's why I'm able to sell to customers directly. Although I do have my helper here who can help me with some of the things like your flash machine when people want airtimes, electricity, want to pay their accounts. Yeah, but
Yeah.
then it will be so nice that we do part two so that you can see for yourself how I sell and assist customers here in my shop.
That'll be fantastic, man. A shout out to Prince Law School. I can see from your story that they did a lot of work in, supporting you.
Yes, yes, yes. Shout out to Prince of. They laid a very good foundation on me. I cannot lie about that. They laid a very good foundation on me. That is Prince of
Wow.
School in Pretoria in front of Blood Mall.
Wow, that's excellent. That's excellent, Tuto. As we come to the end of this, our first part of the interview, like you correctly said, we'll have another segment where we will see you in action, actually selling and giving customers change, and then we'll ask
Yes.
you some more questions. Now, what are some of the major challenges that you face as a young entrepreneur? And apart from that, what are some of the challenges that generally you see among the young entrepreneurs, and what solutions do you think are there?
Okay. So challenges that I face as a young entrepreneur, as an entrepreneur who's visually impaired. Let me start right there. The
Mhm.
challenge will be, which the one I just mentioned now, is selling airtime vouchers, electricity, because this flash machine does is not yet advanced. It doesn't have a voice. It cannot
Mm.
read. So that is a challenge for me. And what else I can say?
And then for the other young
Oh,
entrepreneurs,
another challenge is this one.
mm,
In campus, the market in campus is different from this one outside. So in campus, um, there there's a lot of money floating in campus, and then I made a lot of it that I could build this shop. And then
Wow.
when I came to this side, now the funds that I started business with were a little bit uh a little bit like the capital that I started with was a little bit down. But then I managed to
Mhm.
grow it. I managed to grow it. I managed to grow it. So now the challenge that I have is that I'm not yet where I wanted to be when it comes to business. When it
Mm.
comes to my stock, my business is big. My business is big, big, big. So some of the shelves are still empty. Some of the shelves are still empty. So that's a challenge for me because now I cannot really operate at the level which I want. The business is running every day. Yes, the business is making money every day, but some of the shelves are still empty. So my challenge is is finance. I'm still looking
Mm.
for other external capitals so that I can move at the level which I my position in the market should be. You understand? So I can say the second
Mm.
challenge is capital, financial
Capital.
capital. Yeah,
Okay.
financial capital. Because another one is that the side of my restaurant, the building is there, everything is there, but it has not yet it's not yet operational because I'm still first growing the supermarket side. That it comes back to the financial part that the restaurant side is not yet operational due to finance, but we will get there
Mm.
by God's grace. That's the second
Right.
challenge. Yeah. So now the general challenge for young entrepreneurs. What I see in South Africa is that I think we are few, and then as we are few, it's hard to get someone who's in my age running their own business. It's really hard to get such people. So if we could if we could multiply, and then if we could locate one another, and then start working together like other nations are working together. They help one another. So the challenge with us young entrepreneurs in South Africa is that we are rare, and then it's quite impossible to form a team of to form a network. Without a network is a challenge because as an entrepreneur you need a network. So when you don't have a network, it's quite a bit of a challenge. And that's what us South African young entrepreneurs are facing. We do not have a network of our own. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that. And you have already touched on the challenges and part of the solutions. And I know when we come for the second segment another day, you will give us some more thoughts around that. Now, as we come towards the end of this session, if you were to speak to a junior you, if you were to speak to the fabulous Thuto, in fact, you were not fabulous Thuto, you were Thuto.
Yes, our tutor.
Back
By the way,
then, if you were to
yeah,
speak
tutor
to
means
yourself,
education.
education, yes, I know.
Yeah.
Thank you for mentioning it. So, what would you have advised yourself if you were to speak to the young you back then?
What would have what advice would I have given myself if I were to speak to the younger me?
Yes. To what
Interesting
you now
question.
know. Yes.
Mm, mm, what is it? If I were to talk to the younger me, I would actually any advice that I would to give to the younger me was that um let me just be honest with you. I would actually
Mhm.
I would if the younger me was next to me, I would
Mm.
tell the younger me that congratulations, man, you are holding it right. In the future will be a great inspiration. Continue with
Mhm.
these businesses that you're doing. Continue with these
Mm.
small failures that are not stopping you. Continue
Mhm.
exploring and being innovative because
Mm.
one day you'll be standing here with Dr. Mutoko interviewing you. You'll be a great inspiration
Okay.
to me.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. So there is someone watching you right now, whether they are
Yeah.
young or old, and I see Offense saying bravo, and she says never give up. So thank you so much, Offense, for that. So there is somebody watching you right now, and they need your inspiration. What last words do you want to leave for them so that they don't give up in whatever they are doing? Because you
Yeah,
see,
especially
you are into music. You are into music, and then you are a learned person. You have gone to school.
yes, yes,
It looks like you want to continue with school. You are running a business. What
mm,
would you say to somebody watching you right now who thinks that hey, the world is crashing on them, or things are too tough in South Africa, or things are too tough in Africa, or anywhere in the world where they are watching us from?
yeah, good question. Especially to the younger generation that is upcoming. Mainly when we are young, we kind of struggle with confidence. We kind of struggle with we take what the world says and we think it's our reality, even us. So to the person who's young, who's watching now, whatever you dream, just even if you're not feeling confident about it, just challenge yourself. Even if people think you are crazy, they misunderstanding you. Whatever you see your from your inside, just carry on with it, no matter what, because what you see, people don't see it. That's what I would say to someone who's a dreamer, and to someone who is hopeless and thinking that the government at home there's nothing and all that. I'll tell them actually whatever, focus on what is it that you're good at.
Okay. So that's the fabulous
At
Tuto himself.
focus on what you're good at, and then
Mm,
it's your ticket to the world.
beautiful. Thank you so much, the fabulous one. Thank you, the fabulous Tuto, for coming through, and thanks everybody for coming through to watch, and those who shall watch after we have stopped the live. We want to specifically thank Mamalia and Ufense
I
for
think I think the
participating.
network is a little bit bad right now.
Okay. All right, but I was just thanking everyone for coming through. We appreciate you. God bless you. See you in the next segment. Bye bye.